to a mass capital M suspended from the end of a helical spring is subjected to a periodic force small f is equal to capital F sine omega t in the direction of its length. The force F is measured positive vertically downwards at 0 time M is at rest. If the spring stiffness is S, is capital S, prove that the displacement of M at time t from the commencement of motion is given by x is equal to capital F by M into p square minus omega square into sine omega t minus omega by p into sine pt, where p square is equal to S by M and damping effects are neglected. In the given problem, a mass capital M suspended from the end of a helical spring is subjected to a periodic force F is equal to capital F sine omega t in the direction of its length. Here, fixed end of the spring and the lower end of the spring. At the end of the spring, we attached a body with mass capital M subjected to a periodic force. Here periodic force is applying, that is equal to F sine omega T. And also given that in the problem, S is the spring stiffness. S is the stiffness of the spring. So we have to prove that the displacement m at a time t from the commencement of the motion is given by x is equal to f by m into p square minus omega square sin omega t minus omega by p into sin pt, where p square is equal to s by m here. So for the regular notation, here the notations has been changed. So we have to use these notations. Instead of k, we can use s, and instead of small m, we can use capital M. So therefore, by using these symbols, we can write the steps. Solution. Let O be the fixed end of the spring, and A the lower end of the spring. Also given that S is the stiffness of the spring. Let K be the spring constant. Then K is equal to S given in the problem. Then K is equal to S. Therefore, Hooke's law, F suffix S is equal to minus Kx. Therefore, here minus S into X. This is F suffix X, Hooke's law. Let F suffix P be the periodic force, external periodic force. Here given that F suffix P is equal to small f, that is given that capital F sin omega t. This is a periodic force. This is given in the problem. S is also spring constant given in the problem. Let M be the mass of the body. In the given problem, given that capital M is the mass of the body, therefore the equation of motion of the body in the spring mass system is, by Newton's second law of motion. Now net force is equal to capital F is equal to F suffix S plus F suffix P, that is the periodic force. Therefore, here capital F by Newton's second law of motion, small m into d square x by dt square, but small m is equal to here m, capital M into d square x by dt square. F suffix S is equal to minus S into x plus F suffix P is equal to periodic force F sin omega t. So in the previous we have standard notation, but here apart from standard notations, here in the given problems letters has been changed. So we are using the new letters capital M, S and F sign omega t. Therefore by simplifying this we get the another step. Dividing throughout by m, d square x by dt square. We are writing minus sx in the left hand side plus s by m into x is equal to f by m into sine omega t. Therefore, we are assuming that s by m is equal to p square. Since in the given problem, clearly given that p square is equal to s by m. Therefore, writing p square is equal to s by m and d by dt is equal to capital D. Then above equation becomes d square x by dt square, capital D square x plus s by m is equal to p square into x is equal to f by m into sine omega t. In the previous problems in the regular theory, we used some alphabet to represent f by m, q by m. But in this problem, he asked to show that f by m also in the answer. So we are not assuming this f by m. We are keeping as same as f by m. Therefore, for this differential equation with the constant coefficients, the solution is complementary function plus particular integral. Therefore, first we have to find the complementary function. To find the complementary function, write the auxiliary equation. Now, auxiliary equation is d square plus p square equal to 0. Therefore, d square is equal to minus p square. Therefore, d square is equal to I square into p square, since I square equal to minus 1. Therefore, d equal to plus or minus I into p. Therefore, this is of the form alpha plus or minus I beta. Alpha value 0, beta value p. So, therefore, complementary function CF, that is x suffix c, is equal to complementary function that is equal to e to the power of 0t. E power 0 is 1. C1 cos pt plus C2 sin pt. Therefore, this is the complementary function. Therefore, particular integral x suffix p is equal to particular integral, that is 1 by d square plus p square into f by m into sin omega t. Now put d square is equal to minus m square. Therefore, minus omega square, sorry, put d square is equal to minus omega square plus p square into f by m sin omega t. Therefore, this can be written as f by m into sin omega t by p square minus omega square. This is f suffix p, particular integral. Now, complete solution is complementary function plus particular integral. Therefore, x is equal to xc plus xp. The complete solution is equation 1. Say this is equation number 1. The complete solution of equation 1 is x is equal to xc plus xp. Therefore, x is equal to xc c1 cos pt plus c2 sin pt plus particular integral f by m into sin omega t by p square minus omega square. F by m into sin omega t by p square minus omega square. This is the complete solution of the equation number 1. We have to find the arbitrary constants C1 and C2 by applying the initial conditions. Initially, when t equal to 0, there is no displacement here. X is equal to 0. Therefore, substituting these values in equation number, say this is equation number 2. Substituting in equation 2. These values in equation 2, we get x value is 0, that is equal to c1 cos p into t, cos 0 is 1, plus c2 sin p into t, sin of 0 since t equal to 0, that is 0, plus f by m into sin omega t, t value 0, therefore that is also 0 by p square minus omega square. Therefore, c2 into 0, f by m into 0, therefore 0. c1 is equal to 0. Substituting c1 in equation number 2. Substituting c1 the value of c1 in equation 2, we get x is equal to c1 cos pt, c1 value is 0, c2 sin pt plus f by m into sin omega t by p square minus omega square. Sin omega t by p square minus omega square. Say this is equation number 3. Now another condition is initial velocity is 0. To apply the initial condition, we have to differentiate dx by dt. Dx by dt is equal to c2 into sin derivative is cos pt. Again derivative of pt, that is p, plus f by m into sin omega t derivative is cos omega t derivative is omega. So therefore omega by p square minus omega square into cos omega t. Say this is equation number 4. Now substituting the another initial condition in equation number 4. Initially, when t equal to 0, initial displacement dx by dt is also 0. Substituting these values in equation number 4. Substituting these values in equation number 4, we get dx by dt left hand side value 0, right hand side p into c2 into cos 0, since t value 0, therefore cos 0 is 1, plus f by m into omega by p square minus omega square, cos of 0, that is 1. Therefore p into c2 is equal to minus f by m into omega by p square minus omega square. Therefore c2 is equal to we are cross multiplying p, so we are changing p from left to right. Therefore that is equal to f by m into p square minus omega square into omega by p. This is the value of c2. Substituting c2 in equation number 3. In equation number 3. The value of c2 in equation 3, we obtain x is equal to f by m into p square minus omega square into omega by p into sine pt plus f by m into sine omega t by p square minus omega square. F by m into p square minus omega square into sine omega t. Therefore from this f by m into p square minus omega square is a common factor. Here c2 is equal to minus. Here from this step to next step, I here forgot to keep minus. So therefore here c2 value is a minus. Therefore we are taking f by m into p square minus omega square as a common factor. Therefore this can be written as plus quantity. First I am writing sine omega t minus omega by p into sine pt. Therefore This is the required answer to show that in the given problem he asked to show that the displacement at any time t in the spring mass system is x is equal to f by m into p square minus omega square into sine omega t minus omega by p sine pt. This is the answer. Now to show that, now we proved that this is the displacement at any time, which is the displacement of the motion. Motion at any time t. Displacement of the body. Displacement of the body at any time t after the commencement of the motion. So this is the required answer.